What's up, Fronto family? Back at you with another video, and this time we're going to talk about 3 topics that I've been seeing across the board, whether it's Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, whatever the case may be. It's I don't know if it's just a black thing or what, but we finna get into some topics. Make sure y'all like, share, comment, and subscribe to the channel. As always, let me know when you're done. Type "you're done" in the comments after you're done it. You know how it should. About the state of Africa, because I'm always seeing that. We finna talk about cultural appropriation, because I've been seeing that shit too. And we finna talk about these relationship podcast gurus, these 50-50 questions and all this other bullshit that don't make sense or don't even have to do with anything about living. So I ain't gonna lie. First topic we finna get into is the Africa situation, because like I said, I just watched a video about that. It was about 3-4 videos that I've seen about the state of Africa and how it could become a powerhouse. I'll make sure I got y'all bongs, y'all blunts, hit something too. You know, you gotta get high and talk. 1 second. But talk about how you're gonna be a powerhouse. I got something right here that's pulled up that we're gonna talk about. That's gonna give us more of a I'll say a broad view. I wouldn't say an explanation, but I'll say a broad view on who really controls what in the continent that everybody says that they want to go back to. I don't want to go there. Please don't take me. If you say you got a surprise trip to Africa, I'm gonna look at you like you think I want to smell shit all day. But I don't know. We finna you gotta take a hit first. Okay, so they were talking about in the video about how Africa could be a potential powerhouse if certain things didn't happen, if certain things were to happen. But the only thing that concerns me in Africa is, why haven't Akon let us know more about that development project that he was trying to do out there? What happened with that? Do we blame Akon in Africa? We don't know. But one thing I will tell you is I just kind of found out is that Nigeria, South Africa, what I know about South Africa, and Egypt are the 3 main countries in Africa that hold all of its 56% of its wealth, that they say. That's still a lot. And that means you divided the rest of that into all what was that, like 100 and some countries in Africa? So all the other wealth is just distributed between those little small countries. But you realize how all of these countries in Africa have tourists and all these other things that go up to the GDP, and how wealth is distributed. But if that's the case, if Africa knows this, what is more being put in place? Is there going to just be a potential powerhouse in these 3 areas? They're going to make sure that all Africa has the same kind of technology, development, equipment, services as the rest of because as you can see, most of the state of Africa is still living like they're cavemen. I don't care. You could show me a house with 48 windows and a beautiful view. That's not all of Africa. Don't sit here and try to tell me that's all of Africa as they try to do on TikTok. You can sit here and try to lie to me all you want, but at the end of the day, I know that you still have to wait for clean water. That's still a problem. You can show me that you're riding in a Mercedes. Now, in itself, that's a problem. Because you're riding German engineering in an African country, which in itself lets you know why Africa's in the states that it's in, because you're still putting your money towards other things in different countries instead of your own. And a lot of Africa is still in debt to other countries. Now, as you have probably seen on TikTok before, how you've seen African kids calling themselves stupid in Chinese. And that is because you have allowed Chinese development onto these lands due to bad businessship and land ownership. There's literally areas in Africa right now that's still fighting their own government due to them selling off land that they don't know about. I watched a documentary about this place. I think it was in the Congo or close or around the Congo, to where they were fighting their own political government because he kept selling off their land that they fought for and actually fought to own from their assessors, not from the assessors, but their enemy. So if that's the case, how could you say it becomes a powerhouse, and how could you say that that colonization has broken down the systematic view of Africa when you alone don't even try to re-implement anything else but tradition? Like that's the only thing that really gets implemented in Africa is tradition. It's traditional to keep the money within your family. I'm tired of seeing so many kids with no shirts, no shoes, no clothes, no nothing, and all you see is a nice Mercedes Benz still riding by them, and then you go into this little hut. I don't give no fuck how tricked out a hut could be. You could have a diamond vase underneath mud. It's still terrible. And it's just the way that this could be so much better, the way they could really have roads. That's the thing. It's like, what is the state of Africa? Do they want to actually be like the Western civilization and have roads and have, amusement parks and everything like that? Or do they still want to be land to earth? No, we're still walking on dirt, but we in a mansion, because that's what it's looking like right now. How could you spend $1 million on a house with a dirt road right in front of it? You got mansions right next to nothing, literally. Kids shitting on the side of brick houses. Like, what's going on? So within itself, I really don't see Africa changing. I just really see political leaders still arguing and talking about the same things that they were talking about when Bob Marley died, and pointing the finger and wanting to blame. And you can throw so much education at a poor person, I'ma still be poor. You can tell me how to make clean water if there's no access to it. I don't know. I don't know how they're dealing with that situation, but I guess the more videos I watch, the more we're going to talk about it. But the second topic that we're going to get into before this video gets too long is the cultural appropriation. I'm sorry, but as a black person, I can't say that there's anything that anybody could really own as a race. Here's why. One, as we all know, the winners of life write history. It doesn't matter if a white Dutch lady found out what locks was. If somebody killed her off, or she died and ain't tell nobody, then the next person comes and say, look what I just did. That's literally the case that could happen. At the end of the day, you still have people that are living in rainforests. You got people that live in deserts. You got people that live in tundras. You got people that live in all different types of areas that allow all different types of hairstyles to happen all at once. Literally, you didn't even know that you had somebody living 50 feet away from you until you literally walked over there. So how could somebody really say that you are the owner and the creator of something? There's no trademark, there's no stamp. All throughout history, people have literally been killed, died off, and somebody else has claimed their work. The whole conspiracy behind Thomas Edison and all these experimenters and all these other technological advances, some say that somebody else has done it. It's just whoever gets the patent first. And nobody should really care. If you're walking around here with Brazilian hair from another woman on your head and want to look at a white woman and say you can't wear dreadlocks, you're dumb. You're real life dumb. You're wearing another person's hair just so you can look like your shit is longer. You're culturally appropriating. See how dumb this shit is? Can't even say it right. Culturally appropriating someone from a whole different country. All the food that you eat, you're getting it from a whole different culture. All the spices that you put on your food, from the salt, the pepper, the turmeric, the ginger, all of these things come from different areas. So I don't understand why you can sit here and eat spaghetti as a black person and argue about cultural appropriation. I don't see how you could sit here and eat steak and fucking bacon as a black person and say that you white person can't wear dreadlocks. You're supposed to be eating goat and gazelle and monkey. This is what you're supposed to be eating. You can't be talking about another culture like this. Even Indian people, I'm talking about Native Americans, you can't really say that you're the first to do anything either. Literally. Because as you can say it, your ancestors came from a different planet, as y'all say it. So how could you say you adopted something? Because then after that you have to trickle down into their history, right? As all you people want to say that we come from something so much higher, you're all culturally appropriating the idea that you are a god, right or wrong. If somebody told you that, oh yeah, my people, we came from the stars, and then you go to your shit and somebody tells you, oh yeah, our people came from the stars too, you gonna look at them like you stole our idea? Come on now. This shit is really stupid. Like, y'all want to say one thing and then lead to another. Like, this whole idea of black people created white people. So in a sense, you gave them the idea. They're part of you. They're your culture. What the fuck? So, I mean, that within itself is always going to be a stupid argument to have, because at the end of the day you're not even doing a cultural thing, you're just doing something that's traditional, something that was only allowed to you. If somebody eats jollof rice over here and jollof rice over here, the only common denominator was y'all both had rice. It's not even a sense of stealing, it's just a sense of what you did to survive. And once you get to understand that, that's why it's so stupid. Last but not least, you're gonna get to relationships. Let me take a hit of the bong real quick. Oops. That was longer than some of my relationships. Hell no. But yeah, though. All this 50-50, all this traditional value, all this OnlyFans, all this single mother, all this single father, all this shit, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. Because me personally, I would love to take care of a woman that I'm in love with. Who wouldn't? As a man, just knowing that cool, that I can do this, I can do that. That's just me showing love. That's what you want to do. You want to show her that you're the only man that she needs, right? But at the end of the day, when does need turn into greed? That's where people need to attach and detach themselves from, because it's also greed that most of these women speak of. Because I don't see the fact of why work, have somebody pay for everything, and then when it's time for you to leave, you have money to fall back on so someone else can go over it again and pay for everything. At the end of the day, you're not really trying to put your all into something. If you sit there as a caring person, first of all, you wouldn't allow certain people to suffer in a certain aspect, just as a caring person. And as a woman, if you're saying that you show so much empathy and concern for a person, some of y'all should be with some of these homeless people outside on the street. Like, let's be honest. And most of these men out here should find some of these homeless crackheads with missing teeth. Let's be honest. At that point, it shouldn't be a homeless crisis. If we wanted to really get down to, if everybody just really wanted to talk about, oh, we're all carrying this, that, and the third. But it's just, it bottom line is that's not reality. Reality is, you find a person that you want to be with, or in the circumstances that you like, okay, cool, he grew on me or she grew on me. But in no circumstances should you sit there and allow somebody to put their 100% value into you, or their 100% of anything into anything. You should feel like you want to put some forth effort, some forth input, something. If you want to be a single mom, don't always expect somebody to want to sit there and take care of your kid. I'm gonna let y'all know now. I'm not doing it. But there's some people out there that will. Even as a woman, there's some people out there that take on being a stepmom. So I don't see why people act like they can't find somebody for their situation. All this $100,000 shit is getting out of hand. Because most of these women on there don't even make $100,000. Some of these people actually get flown out. You didn't buy your own plane ticket. I bought it so you can leave your shaggy apartment to come here and act like you know what you're talking about. It's the same thing, vice versa. Social media is not reality. Most of these people in these certain areas, how many millionaires do you think are in Arkansas? How many millionaires do you think are in fucking in South Dakota? How many people have the access and resources to actually make these funds? Hey, for both aspects, and most of y'all are touching the age to where y'all should be lucky to get anything, and that's the truth. I don't understand what's the aspect of settling. When you look at it, you gotta realize most of y'all mamas, if your mama ain't cute, you gotta realize somebody in that situation had to settle. Most of y'all mamas is ugly. Most of your daddies is ugly. And in the circumstances that you came from, if you had to look at your parents make ends meet and they still together, you should look at that like, okay, cool, that's what I want. No matter what happens, we still find a way to make the kids happy, each other happy. We still find a way. No matter if you're rich or poor, you still find a way. If this rich ass nigga gets sued and has to spend all his money on a lawyer, and you just sitting there just like, well, you want to go to Dubai? Bitch, I'll punch you in your face. It's certain shit that only that people want to sit here and just yap about until they're 40 and just want to look good. It doesn't matter about that BBL shit, all that other shit. That's just so stupid to me. All these people that wanted to sit here and just chase this little lifestyle that at the end of the day nobody keeps. Or if you hear about it, they're getting weird. like I don't know. I just don't see the argument of always having uh, a 21-year-old girl going against a 31-year-old guy, or a 35-year-old sex worker trying to tell 18-year-old girls how to play men, but she goes home to 5 dogs and a vibrator and a camera and tells people, "Hey guys, let's another time." Like, I don't know. And as a son, I ain't gonna lie, you gotta feel devastated as a kid of those, as a product of that environment. You have to feel devastated. Cause let me find out that I can just search up my mom's name or my father's name and all hell breaking loose. At that point, you should be okay with your kid being a 15-year-old porn star. Shit, you did it. Why can't it be valued? Why can't she fucking be on the cast of Nickelodeon the wrong way? You know, you did it. You showcased it for the world to see. So that's your legacy. Why can't I follow in your footsteps? So if that's what you want to create, that's the product that you want to put out in that environment, in this world, go ahead. But at the end of the day, I know for a relationship that I want, if it's my birthday, I want gifts. If it's your birthday, you want gifts. So why not just buy each other something? I know you want lights, I want lights. You want food, I want food. If I can't go to the grocery store, you can go. Why? Because you got money. It shouldn't be a second thought just because you're in a relationship on any level. At the end of the day, you still have to take care and provide for yourself. If you can go out and pick certain types of makeup that you need to look a certain way, obviously I have to go out and pick out certain types of clothes that I can, make sure that I can look a certain way. It's at the end of the day, we're doing it for individual gain. But when we're together, I can swap. You can swap. I don't know. And then y'all grown ass women out here, 45, 50. I, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know.